Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If we could introduce the referee to you, Peter Arundale. And now we'll introduce the players to you. The first player, 2 times previous world champion, Mick Hill. Mick. Good luck. And the current and also 2 times world champion, Tom Cousins. Good luck, Tom. Good luck. I'll now hand you over to your match referee, Pete Arundale.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool. We're live and exclusive at the 2015 World Pool Championships. We've reached semi-final stage in the men's individual, and this is probably one of the most anticipated games of the year. It's the defending champion for the last 2 years, Tom Cousins, up against 2-time world champion Mick Hill. Mick obviously won the lag, breaks off in frame 1. Joined in the commentary box today by our Australian friend Peter Butterworth, or Butters as he's known to his mates. So welcome, Peter.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, very excited to be here, mate. And as you said, this is a very, very anticipated match between two. Well, I mean, Cousins' record speaks for itself. In the last 3 years, he hasn't lost a match here since, what, 2012. And Mick, you know, arguably one of the best of all time, so very exciting stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt. Mick won his first title in 2004. I had the privilege of being the man in the middle for that event. That match against Mick's good friend Darren Appleton went nearly all the way, and he defeated Gareth Potts in 2010. So just been he had a little time away from the world stage, and but he's come back to it with a bang this year. Did play in the championships last year, and lost in about the last 16 to just, I think it might have been Giuseppe D'Imperio, but certainly this year has come with his game. Rejoined the UK tour this year as well, and looks like he's got a good chance here, Pete, for the first frame.
Yeah, pretty solid start. Looks like he's won treble yellow. He can squeeze in the middle pocket there, so that's worked out nicely for him, and it doesn't look like too many other issues. So his lag was within about half an inch of the ball cushion, so that was, he's got the pace of the table straight away, and the measure of the break, it seems. So good signs early for Mick.
It's a nice little shot there. He's played off the red to drop the yellow in the middle, maintain position.
Didn't push the red down too far to be a hindrance. And it's a nice looking table, the 8-footer. It's yeah, a bit of texturing on it.
Yeah, I spoke to Mick earlier on in the practice room and said obviously not played on the table for a while. So he said fine, no problem at all. And I think he's quite looking forward to this, Mick, this year. Yeah,
I just spoke to him for 5 minutes, just only a few moments ago, and he seems not saying he's going to go out there and definitely win it, but he's excited, he's happy about it, and he's ready for it. So.
Certainly looking good here in frame 1. It's a race to 10, best of 19 semi-final. Oh, he's hit the far knuckle, but it's gone, and Mick Hill leads by 1 frame to 0.
Break and dish to start off is exactly what you'd want.
Yeah, certainly calms any early nerves there in this match Mick may have had. Like you say, he's always been a confident person, Mick. I don't think he's ever suffered too much from any nerves, but that will just settle him down and just sends out a message. So, frame 2, Tom Cousins gets a chance to get his hand on the table. Not the greatest break in the world there from Tom Cousins. Balls didn't seem to split very well.
No, they didn't come apart at all. So first look for Mick. And it's pretty important getting the break right on the 8-foot table because it's so different. I'm not sure how Tom's prepared for this match. I know Mick himself went and had a few hours of snooker yesterday, so...
Yeah, it's always been the conundrum when the players have reached this stage. They move from the 7-foot to the 8-foot table, and all about positioning the cue ball for the break shot. You know, you play so much on the 7-foot table, you get so used to right and putting the ball almost to the millimetre in the same spot every time, and all of a sudden they've got to adjust the game, you know, accordingly.
Yeah, it is a big difference. It doesn't sound much different 8-foot to from 7-foot, but yeah, it is quite a difference. And the people who adapt better are the ones that are more successful. So, but obviously, these guys having won 2 world titles each adapt well to these conditions.
Mick opted to take that red there, but he's not finished in the best position here. Took right up against the red, so he's going to have to look to find a containing shot here, maybe.
May even just try and cover, but he seems intent on attacking him, which is exactly what we want to see, Sean.
Yeah, it's fast and attacking is the name of this game. I'm sure that's what the viewers back home are going to want to see this afternoon. As I say, 2 of the biggest names in world pool, and a little fact here that Mick, as I said earlier on, rejoined the UK tour this year, and at Tour 1 he actually met Tom Cousins in this very room that they're playing now in the final.
Is that right?
And he beat Tom Cousins 8-7. So he's got very good memories of this room, Mick, from back in February, and it was a very high quality match. I mean, we had about 160 odd people at that event, and there must have been, by the end of the game, there was at least 100 people watching it.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many people watching a tour final. It was absolutely incredible. And normally we'd let people practice at the other end of the room. Nobody wanted to practice. Everybody wanted to watch this game.
Yeah, I think this one will be exactly the same. There seems to be a pretty good crowd out there now. Slightly, a few people have said it could be unfortunate that this wasn't the final, but that would be a little bit disrespectful to the other 2 semi-finalists. But yeah, definitely. In the last few years, people have wanted to see this match in the world titles. So,
yeah, I think that was the unfortunate thing about Mick having a bit of time away from the world game, is that he loses his seeding, his ranking points, so it isn't seeded. But pretty sure with his showing this year and last year, probably maybe getting back into the top 8 seeds for next year if he wins the event. Certainly, if he wins the event, he'll come back as the number 1 seed anyway for next year.
yeah.
So obviously that then puts him back in that top 8, and you know, and potentially keeps him apart for this sort of game. But
yeah, well, even I suppose if he happened to make the final and lose the ranking points and still push him right back up there. There's a bit of a scrappy frame this after not a great break from Tom. Who would you suggest that the tighter frames are going to suit more?
You'd probably say Tom Cousins, because you sort of like, well, Mick's nickname is the Machine, because you know he goes at it. But Mick is a very, very good tactical player, And I think, again, in Tom in his younger days, was always seen as a very attacking player. But I think he's developed that tactical side to his game now. So I can't really see a winner in a tactical frame. You know, it's very, very close between the two players. And in the same, if you get an attacking frame, you know, if these players, either of them get half a chance in a frame, they're going to take it and they're going to take the finish out, as we saw Mick in the first frame.
So the break really could be the difference in the match.
30 seconds.
Just trying to contain Tom a little here. He's not in great shape, Mick. Tom will just try and work his balls around, make sure they're all on before he pulls the trigger. Yeah, the way these guys cue and pot, I don't think the 8-foot table is going to make much of a difference to them.
No, I think it's just sometimes the reaction of the ball off the cushion can sometimes just affect even the top players, obviously, because they're not used to playing on that all the time.
Yep.
And one or two say they just slide off the cushion. I think Lee Kendall has alluded to that quite a few times in the past. You sometimes get the ball sliding off the cushion, well, not reacting in the normal way you'd expect.
There'll be a brand new cloth on it as well, so always get a bit more skid that way as well.
Yeah. All the this 8-foot table, along with all the other tables this event, provided by Supreme, and they are the supplier of the tables for not just this event, UK tour events as well. And they've supported the game now for a long time.
No, they're super tables. This is my first time playing on them, and thoroughly enjoyed them. Once I overcame the little differences between our tables and theirs, yeah, I want to buy one now.
I'm not quite sure about the shipping cost to Australia, but
yeah. I'll be able to. There's a few floating around second hand, mate. I'll work something out.
Yeah, that's good. I know, as you say, that's your first time across here, Peter. If you could just explain to the viewers maybe back home about how you get to here from Australia as a pool player. You know, what's the qualification process to get into that England, into the Australian team?
Well, you know, it's pretty simple. You've got to qualify for a state team, which you go through 4 or 5 rounds of qualifying round robin events, and just over the top half in each time, and it just keeps cutting down by half, which is very tough when you get towards the end. Especially Victoria is a very, very strong state, a lot of depth in the pool there. Then you qualify for a state side, then you go to nationals, and the same way the world team's picked here, the home and away match stats, the round robin stats. That's yeah, it goes mainly on those stats and the ranking, but yeah, you have to perform well at the national titles. So that's one event really, so it makes it very tough. You have a bad few days and you can miss out. Mm. You guys have got a pretty rigorous system for qualifications over a lot of events.
Yeah, I mean the England team, if it comes from trials. I mean, so many are retained each year, and so many retrial, and each year they have the trials at the inter-county finals in March, and basically you've got to have finished in the top 8 of your region the year before to go through to them trials. And you say, but that then is down to 1 day of round robin, Swiss system, 3 lives and you're out.
Yeah.
You know, 3 losses and you're out, sort of thing. And there's some very, very good players in this country who just don't, you know, they don't perform on the day and miss out. And you think, well, how the heck can he not be playing for England?
Yeah.
But it just shows.
Yeah, we have the same thing at the last day for qualifying of our state team. We have 20 odd. It's usually about 20 people, 22, and you play 2 frames against every player one day, and then the same again the next day, and your top 7 of your team.
Just wonder, looking at that shot. Oh, he's.
I've got to say he's looking in better shape now, Mick. There's no coverage on these corners, which Tom did have. Mm. So he's opened this frame right up. trying to push this one down again. If it drops though, he was trying to get on that yellow that he's sitting right on top of. If he landed on the correct angle on that, he had a good shot to open him up if he still had 2 visits. He could be in a bit of trouble now because he didn't quite do enough to cover that pocket. So he may just do a little push through and hide. No other option there.
Yeah, that's a nice shot there. I mean, Mick has got, he doesn't have to play the ball that he can see, he can come up the table, and as long as he hits the ball enough pace, he reaches a cushion after that. He should be okay. We certainly want to be disturbing that pack here.
Yeah, unless he's got a certain plant on or something, there's no way he's going to open that pack up. That'll just be handing it to Tom. So probably 2 cushions. No.
Opted to play the foul. Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic weight. Probably a touch closer than he would have liked there. And he's put it back on Tom again now. Will he have a go here? He can play that yellow. If he plays that yellow straight into the black, that'll open the pack up nicely and send his balls pretty much towards pockets. But whether or not he wants to risk that. That's exactly what he's done.
Well, he looks all right there. He's going to have one sort of like fairly tough positional shot. The yellow that's just to the right of the red. It's almost near the black spot on the table.
I think he'll take that next. If he just screws back a foot, he should be on that all right.
Yeah. I think the only problem with that shot, he will be almost certainly be running into the red. So, but he could play it soft enough. He can just run through and drift past the red, and he's got the other yellow then along the bottom rail to bottom left. So
yeah.
So he's looking in good shape here.
He is. He just when he plays that shot you said, he just won't want to run too far because he still needs a bit of angle to get up on his last one. Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. So this is the money shot here. It's always that one shot in and out where you need to get exactly right, and this is the one for him in this frame. A bit more angle than it looked.
Stunned back, yeah, and just nudged that red.
Yeah, pinched a bit of pocket.
Yeah, nice control on the shot there. As you say, he didn't want to hit that red too hard and potentially block the black off.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and of course if he hits it too thin, the white travels too far. So yeah, good shot. Just straight enough. Just have to give this a little bit.
through a little bit onto the bottom rail. Perfect that. So take a little bit of time this second frame. The black disappears and it's now 1 frame all in this race to 10. So, frame 3, Mick to break off. Just lost that little tactical battle there in frame 2. But, he'll just be looking to repeat what he did in frame 1 with a break and dish. And just keep control on this game.
Yeah, Tom will be happy getting away with that frame after a very average break and not getting first look at him.
Yeah, far better break off there from Mick in frame 3. He's potted a red and a yellow. So he has the option here of which he takes.
And the balls all look great. No clusters, everything's apart, only 1 or 2 on cushions.
Yeah. Probably looking to take yellows here because the red near the bottom rail is probably just blocked off into the bottom left corner pocket. He could clear that pocket using the red above that yellow though at some point. So
it might depend on whether he's on this. He's got a good starter, which it looks like he has. The yellow to the right.
I think he was looking whether the yellow was just below the black, whether that passes top left. So he's decided the yellows are the ball.
He's got into that a bit too much. That's okay though. Just play that straight across. Worst case scenario, covers the hole. And best case scenario, he knocks it in and continues on. Yeah, the next break for Tom will be interesting.
Yeah, I think if you were with us last evening watching the World Masters final, you saw the referee having a little bit of trouble racking the balls on 1 or 2 frames, and I think you copped a bit of stick from the commentary team, but
Yeah.
it is sometimes difficult, and if you just get a triangle where the balls just won't want to sit in it, you know, as a referee I know it's so difficult, and it sort of puts a bit of pressure on you. But I don't think there's a problem with the racking here because we've seen Mick, you know, produce 2 really good break shots, so I think it may have just been down to Tom, and obviously that was the first time he'd had his hand on the table.
So no, that's yeah, we weren't giving too much to the ref. He was just getting put under a bit of pressure, and they were making him sweat a little bit because it was a pretty tight part of the match. So
yeah, it was. But got one of our very experienced referees from England in the middle for this match, Peter Arundale. And, he's been to these championships many times now, so he knows what he's doing out there.
I'm sure he'd be more than happy refereeing these 2 guys. That was off the rail the whole time then. So
yeah, poor miss there from Tom Cousins.
So the first bad mistake really. So every chance for Mick here. He's the last shot he played halfway as a shot to nothing's pushed his yellow right up against the black, so he will need to play a pretty good positional shot to get on that now. Probably not come out exactly how he would have liked then, but he'll be okay.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem completely under control, the cue ball in this frame from Mick, but as you say, he is in control of the frame though, so won't be too unhappy at this point in time.
Just got to work out how he's going to get on the ball up the top end, touching the black. He's really...
Sorry, Peter. I was just thinking whether it actually possibly goes top right. You know, but it's a tough positional shot to get on. And could he have? You know, he could have almost had a go at it then maybe. But if he doesn't get there, then it puts him maybe in a bit of trouble. So has he left himself an angle now, right middle?
He may be able to get on it. It's he's got a fair bit of angle though, because that looked pretty straight towards the corner. So it's going to be at best half ball. And it's whether or not he can hold the white. If he holds it off the cushion, you'd want to be hitting the cushion right where the middle pocket is, so it's in a bit of an awkward spot.
30 seconds.
He'd be crazy not to try it now while he's still got control of this pocket.
Well, he's missed the pot. He did nudge the black, not the yellow, so still in good shape.
Yeah, job done though. Yeah. Got the result, or got half the result he wanted. He missed the pot, but opened the yellow up. So Tom's still in a lot of trouble here. He's going to want to try and get a ball over that pocket, where the black and yellow are.
Yeah, it looks like the yellow on the right hand side of the table is blocking the double in the red across there, so
yeah,
may have to look to take a pot on here, bottom right first, and maybe try and get position.
He may as well pot that ball because it's not covering anything. I'm going to try and get position on these. I mean, he can get in behind one of them, but the other one he's probably going to have to double. He seems to think there's enough room there, Sean.
Not quite sure what he's playing here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's even close to enough room to even to squeeze it out. Getting behind it.
That's a super shot there.
Well, it's awkward queuing, but he probably wanted to run that up the top.
Yeah, I just couldn't understand why he was pointing at the red to sort of the bottom left, because he's not played anything like.
No, that'd be a bit confusing.
Hmm.
There's every chance he's doing it just to mess with us.
Well, certain Tom Cousins isn't thinking about the commentators at this point in time. He's just thinking about the task ahead of him.
I would hope not.
How he could be taking another 9 frames against Mick Hill and putting out the 2-time champion.
He's been a touch unlucky there. If that comes out another 1.5 inches, he's got nice queuing at it, and he can hold for the other red. Speed control this shot, straight into the jaw. And every chance that'll be all she wrote for this frame.
Yeah, we're live and exclusive here this afternoon from the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool, part of the Hotel Collection, one of our main sponsors for these championships. It's been the home of the World Championships now for, I think this is the 10th year we've been here.
And it's been a fantastic 10 days, Sean, so far. Some super pool and a lot more to come.
Yeah, down goes the black, and Mick Hill now leads by 2 frames to 1. See their logo, so one of our main sponsors, the Hotel Collection. It's a group that we use on the UK tour as well. We use some of their top hotels around the country for some of the biggest events. So I think it's not just the quality of the pool at these events, it's also the camaraderie that comes through. You know, there's barely a crossed word. You've got to bring in people from all around, the globe to these events, and there's hardly a crossword throughout those 10 days, and it's incredible, really, to bring so many people together like that.
met a lot of fantastic people in the last 10 days, mate. It's been great.
Far better break off there from Tom Cousins. In terms of the balls actually splitting out.
He's probably been a touch unlucky there, but yellows are makeable. He's got a couple dead on the side cushion, on the right side cushion there, but he's got one over that middle as well that he'll be able to use to move him around a bit.
See there, I think the supporters sat on the Mick Hill side of the fence. Feeling reasonably happy with their man's work so far. Yeah, so you say that one that's just right hand middle, he's probably got an angle to nudge the other one out off the rail, and the other one then does go down the rail anyway, bottom right. So I think he's in very good position here, Tom Cousins, to level things up.
Yep. So he just wants to leave himself sort of half ball on that one in the middle now, so come out somewhere just past the blue spot. Snooker terms.
Seemed to have gone a little bit further than he wanted, I think, on that.
Well, looking at it now, if he's going this way, he might even try to play that in the middle off the other yellow, but he's left himself the plant. Unless it sneaks underneath.
So we're taking the plant, there's a lot of distance between the balls, and yeah, it's fairly easy to pop the ball, but it's keeping control of the other ball, you know, the first impact.
Yeah, and if you get, depending on what pace you hit it, you can be putting that straight on the same side cushion too, so you don't want to end up with 3 balls on the same cushion. Well, certainly doesn't look like that yellow goes in the middle off the other one. He's played that fantastic pace. Very well controlled shot.
Yeah, it's a sign of somebody who's completely confident with the cueing ability in the game, you know, to play it at that pace. You say a lot of people who could have just dollied that over, and there's all sorts of things that have gone wrong with it. You could have nudged the red into the yellow on the side rail, like you say. The other yellow could have finished on the side rail as well, cutting off the pot down the rail.
Yeah, he's known exactly where they were going. He's just overhit that. It may go across the other side.
So you might just have had a little bit of luck there. I think it probably goes bottom left.
If that's the case, it's perfect for the rail shot because you don't have to do anything with it. He's not real impressed. Must be very close.
30 seconds.
Generally when people are looking this hard at a shot, it probably goes, but it just doesn't look like it will. He's just laid up.
That for the party, no.
Laid it up. So he's left me a chance, but it's a very tough chance. So, yeah, 2 reds and the black. Mainly the red is, yeah. Mainly the closest red to the yellow, the pocket that's covered is his real trouble ball, and the black. So.
To double that red down the table and just try and block.
Containing. When we, yeah, we can see where it ended up. The pace wasn't too bad. Cousins may just run this other yellow down to the opposite corner. It's in a pretty good spot where it is though. I just want to get the other one out. And the black.
Where's the black?
If that doesn't stop, that's
It's in. It's in. Oh, and he's lost the frame.
Well,
That's an incredible shot there.
that's very unlucky. Couldn't possibly predict that happening.
So Mick Hill is now 3 frames to 1 in this race to 10. A little bit of fortune there. Tom Cousins looks on.
It's just one of those things in pool.
Just looking, I think maybe around one of his 2 of his supporters, he did mutter a little bit of something. He's obviously not impressed at all about that.
Yeah, you can say unlucky, but he may have overplayed the shot a little bit. Who knows? But still, even if you belted him, that was unlucky for that to go straight in. It never looked like missing. And Mick will want to jump on this.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Tom Cousins looked in complete control there, make the match 2-all, and he's in no difficulty. All of a sudden, Mick's coming to the table at 3-1 the break. He's already had 2 really good break-offs. Really puts the pressure on here.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can get a successful break here, it'd be right. Well,
Nothing down.
it's a dry one, and the pool gods have evened it up a touch there. Pretty much take anything here, probably the yellows.
Yeah, I think there's a red bottom left that is blocked by a yellow. It will go bottom right. You know, so as you say, it's really how he just sees this. It'd be one of those finishes that probably half the top players would take one way and half would take the other.
Yeah. We've got the rail ball on the top cushion too that you want to, which will be probably second shot if he takes the yellows. Once that's out of the way, I really can't see any issues. Just be trying to keep the white nice and tight. Not overplay anything. Doesn't have to do too much with this though.
No, I mean, you see so many, not the lesser players, if you like, not the top players. You'd never see them generally, you know, sending the cue ball around the angles unless they really need to. It's all about just keeping that cue ball almost on a piece of string. You know, I think.
30 seconds.
Well, the less it travels, the less chance it is of going wrong. And these guys are both super controlled players. Yeah, perfect result for him here, getting this opportunity after that pretty unlucky black. He's only really been pushed in the one match in this event so far, Tom. It was by compatriot Gus Giorgio from Australia.
Yeah, last 32 it was 8-7. It's gone all the way to the decider there, and I'm sure Gus will have his the story on the match for us there, Butters.
Yeah, he's not quite over it yet, I don't think. Just left himself awkward, had to jack up on one ball and rattled it, and that was the difference. He had one straight pot in the black left if that went in, so very, very close. Yeah, should be very proud of his achievement. It was a great match.
Yeah, you say after that Tom Cousins really wasn't pushed. I mean, he's dispatched Brian Halcrow. And Brian, people who've watched the game for a while know Brian from many years ago. He's back on the UK tour as well this year, but Mick's seen him off 8-4 after Brian had come through the qualifying rounds. And then massive game in the quarter-final with Craig Waddingham, 2013 runner-up. And looked for a while like Mick might have been going out, but came back, I think levelled up at 7-all, and I think Craig's hardly had a go at the table after that. Really good performance.
Yeah, solid win. That's a sort of win you want on your belt on the way to a title like this. So. And they're certainly the sort you're going to have because there's so many great players. Well, doesn't look in fantastic shape here, but just stun off one cushion, I'm guessing. I mean, ideally you'd want to stun through the gap, those two reds, and then come back and land pretty much cannon into the red that's above the yellow there. So.
It certainly seems to have made hard work of what looked a fairly straightforward finish.
It did.
I did say at the beginning that was the one awkward yellow, if you're going to take yellows. And is he on that into the middle pocket? I'm not sure. That red looked like it could be blocking it.
But even if it is, where does the black go? Doesn't look like it goes anywhere.
See there, that yellow does not go in that middle pocket. So Tom, from being in a position of control here, is now in a bit of trouble because he's got to find some way of playing a containing shot.
I can't possibly see how he can here. And as I said, even if he manages to pot this yellow somewhere, the black only goes in this bottom, the bottom right pocket. Oh no, it goes in that middle. Maybe. Well, he's cleared all the traffic for Mick, and this is going to be pretty standard run out for Mick, I'd say. That's how you dream the balls are when you get to the table like this. So. So yeah. early signs really good for Mick. That was it's a
one or two uncharacteristic errors coming from Tom Cousins in this match.
Yeah, and that's one of those frames that mean a hell of a lot after you've been a bit stiff and you get such a good opportunity off Mick's break, which has been going well. You may not get another great opportunity like that, you know. So those frames can make all the difference.
Yeah.
They're the ones that, you know, people say they're worth two, those frames. So, and the same for Mick here. Clearing this up, this will really hurt Tom. He's made very easy work of these. So, one red left in the black to take a 4-1 lead for Mick Hill. And far from over, but well on his way to another final of the Worlds.
Yeah, it's certainly starting to look ominous here for Tom Cousins in Blackpool. Down goes the black. And Mick Hill now leads 4 frames to 1 and a race to 10. So 6th frame. And it's Tom Cousins breaking off. Needs to repair some of the damage. This was self-inflicted in the last frame. And fairly straightforward out, didn't take it. Mick Hill in complete control. But, he's made a ball.
It's pretty uncharacteristic stuff from Tom there. He's well, looked to be gone that frame, and looked to have it pretty comfortably in hand, and a couple of bad positional errors, and handed it to Mick on a platter.
Looks like he's probably going to be taking yellows here. He's got the opportunity. I think he's already. I was just going to say there's a couple of yellows that are in a bad position. He's already developed one of them with that shot.
Yeah.
And he may have the opportunity to develop the other one out straight away, taking this yellow into the bottom right hand corner pocket. He's got to be a little bit careful. He doesn't push the red over the pocket that's below the yellow on the side rail. Near to the side rail.
He just needs to get this frame on the board. This is really important. I know it's still very early, but confidence swings. If he makes more mistakes like he has, Mick's confidence it'll turn him into an unbeatable player, and that's just, these guys are that good. If you give them too much, if you give them too much of a cushion, and the confidence is going, they just don't make mistakes, and you start breaking better when you're confident. The hands loose, so you keep getting balls and break and dish, and then they don't allow you to catch up.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult when you get to the top level of the game that you let an opponent get away from you, no matter how good you are. You find it so difficult to get back. All players are very good front runners.
Yeah, you can play the best ball in the world, but if your opponent's not letting you catch up, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You see the spin there imparted by Tom Cousins on that shot. The Aramith Pro Cup balls were used at this championship, and used at most of the major events, certainly in this country now. UK Tour used them, all the national events at Great Yarmouth used the ball. So was these something you're familiar as well, Peter? I
was familiar that they existed, but I hadn't seen a set of them until I came over. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy a couple of sets when we get back there. I love the black ball with the old stripe black ball, and the reds are a real deep cherry red. Yeah, I'm completely used to them. When I get back home, the reds are going to look dull and faded.
Looks like he's played a double or the treble, but he's missed. And once again, Mick Hill's back at the table. All right.
Now,
Tom's got some control with the two yellows at the top of the table.
He does, but the top left one has plenty of room underneath it, and none of Mick's balls are close enough to the pocket. He's got plenty of room to get in behind all of them. So, still a good chance he'll have a go here. He's got an okay starter as well, so.
30 seconds.
Just left himself any angle there. No, he's come a little bit far to get up the table now, so he'll have to play the cushion ball, I'd say. As I said, they're both out. One's past the baulk line, one's just on it or just inside it, so there's heaps of room to get in behind him. Would have liked it off the cushion inch, but he'll have to deal with that. It's a bit of a tricky shot now, Sean.
Yeah, big shot this in this frame now. For Mick Hill, I'd say just left it on the rail.
Yeah, I don't know if he can play that one. Can he still screw it? Yeah, he's still playing that ball. This is a huge shot.
Oh, he's knocked the yellow in, has he? Oh no, he's missed it. Looked like he was going to knock the yellow in top right.
Certainly did. That's one of those funny shots you play inside a ball that's over a hole, and if you don't make the decision to either pot it or play it off the ball, you can hit that middle ground so many times.
Yeah, you almost think it was impossible for him to get in and out of there with that ball without disturbing the yellow.
Exactly. But, and any poor player will tell you, the stuff you can do accidentally in this game is phenomenal.
30 seconds.
Well, this is, yeah, Cousins has to get these. He still looks like he's playing him pretty safe. Yeah, I mean, you've got to back yourself in, don't you, to clear these up. I'd be very surprised if you left that one over the corner. What do we think of that one, Sean?
Well, I'm not sure. I just think he's got into it too much. I don't know. I mean, he's finished okay. I mean, he was one of them. He could, if he'd finished a foot short than where he is, he could have been in a bit of trouble. But he's been okay, really, because he's bridging awkward here and that. He just needs to get back on the table. And whether he's just gone far enough here, I don't think he has. He can just, no, he hasn't.
He's okay.
Probably just drop it in.
Yeah,
probably just drop that in for the black bottom left. But again, just doesn't seem to have the control.
No, it's almost like he's riding the balls after he's hit them to almost hope they go where he's trying to play them. So definitely not comfortable out there.
Yeah. You just got to wonder whether the pressure. He's not just the reigning champion, as you say. He's won the last 2 years, and nobody has ever won this title 3 years on the run. And just wonder if he's feeling that pressure.
Oh, good chance.
Yeah. This 8-ball bottom left reduces the deficit. It's now 4-2 Mick Hill in this race to 10.
You got away with that a little bit, Tom.
Yeah, to be in control and gave back. So frame 7, Mick Hill comes to the table. Break's been working so far for Mick Hill in this match, so maybe hoping for a continuation of that. Great cue ball control there. He's parked that not quite in the middle of the table, but certainly held its position well after the impact on the pack. And again, done the first order of business, which is making a ball.
The reds look pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that red almost certainly looks like it goes between the 2 yellows, bottom left.
Yeah.
And I think he actually, is he queuing up for yellows? Yeah, he's queuing up for the yellows. He obviously feels that the 2 yellows that are down towards the bottom end of the table, just on the right hand side, that they're not going to cause him a difficulty.
Well, he'll probably roll through and play him in the middle now.
Yeah, because he just runs through on this and opens the ball up to the other one to the right hand corner pocket. And
yeah. Yeah, it's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't feel he could hold it, so decided to nudge into it, just enough pace on it.
Yeah, and he's got options on the other side to play it as well.
Yeah.
So. But he's landed beautifully on it.
Yeah. Just stretching a little bit here, but he opted to still play that as a shot. You say he did have the option of going the easier pot, bottom left.
Nice little cannon he's played there. Might come out a little bit.
Probably just about all right, because he can leave himself a little bit low here. He hasn't done, but
yeah, he's got enough angle.
Yeah. Well, super swift reply here from Mick Hill in frame 7. Re-establishes that 3-frame lead. It's now 5-2.
Tom can play as well as he likes, but if Mick continues to do that, it doesn't matter.
See there, the rack's set. Oh, Peter, our referee's not quite happy. So important to get this rack absolutely perfect, particularly the top 6 balls. You know, we had at one time quite a big discussion with some of the top players, and most of them said it's the top 6 balls that were important to them. They weren't too bothered about the rest.
Yep.
You know, and so we'll see here Tom Cousins breaking off. Frame 8.
And he's got one. Where's the white?
White's parked itself on the bottom rail by the look of it.
Yeah, well, he's got the yellow in the middle. Oh, he can cut that back in. He's got a long one as well. Yeah, he should be fine. Reds look great too. But he's at the table.
Yeah, exactly what Tom needed here. He didn't want to break dry and leave Mick a finish like this.
And look, it's a tricky start. I mean, he's back-to-back world champion. You expect him to get these.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
I'm glad he does.
He's okay there. Probably just quite his heart and his mouth, but just say, because of the position of the cue ball down the, on almost on the rail, no great control on the shot. He's just got to roll it and hope to finish dead weight.
Yeah, and the white's going to go where it's going to go. Wood just wants to. If you can, he'll play that left-hand side if he can hold the white.
30 seconds.
But he'll probably just play the right, come out around about the same height as the top yellow, and then yeah. Has he gone too far? No, he's fine. Stun out again. This should all, yeah, which I've said before and it hasn't been, but this should be on the board. And he must get these chances. He must take these opportunities if he gets them, or it'll be over.
I just wonder, he seems to be taking an awful long time on what is a fairly straightforward, or a very straightforward finish.
Well, I
see
think
that look.
See, that's no good. I don't think he wanted to stun down the left-hand side of the table because of the traffic. It could go wrong, and the way he's been going, he probably felt it was likely to go wrong.
Yeah.
So I think he's tried to come out further and play it 2 cushions around the other way, which is pretty open. But he's underhit it. So he can cue at it because he's still cueing at half a ball and screw off 1 cushion. If you can avoid the red near the right middle.
30 seconds.
Yeah, say it's the sign of a player who's just not confident at all, and the way things are going.
I mean, yeah, well, if you're flying at the moment, you just roll this in and take the long one on.
Yeah.
He's played it like I said. He still landed a bit funny, but he's come up on that shot and he came out of it pretty early, so he didn't have much momentum on the cue ball. Would have liked to come another foot.
He certainly made hard work of a straightforward finish. But this 8-ball, bottom left.
It's still missable, but you back him in all day long to get it.
No, down it goes, and it's now 5-3. Mick Hill here in Blackpool. So, 9th frame, Mick Hill to break. He must be feeling supremely confident. He's seen his opponent struggle here. Well, I don't think he's made a mistake yet in this match.
No, and even watching that last clearance from Tom, I don't think it would have bothered Mick too much, because he looked uncomfortable the whole time.
Come on, Tom. Yeah, but he's
come up dry again.
Yeah, come up dry. A little bit fortunate, quite a lot of the balls are still clustered together in the bottom end of the table, so there's a finish there, but it's about picking your way around it. As we say, Tom Cousins made hard work of a really straightforward clearance in the last frame, so
yeah, Reds don't look too bad.
30 seconds.
As you say, it's just navigating your way through a lot of traffic. But he's got first look at him, which he has to be happy about regardless of how the balls are.
see straight away he's taking the ball bottom right here where he's going to collide. Well, it looked like he was going to collide into all those balls. He's managed to find a path between those yellows.
He's been a bit fortunate there. He's trying to get himself going by playing that shot.
Yeah. And he's missed.
How much damage has it done though?
Well, the way Mick's been taking the finishes out, I think Mick has got a great chance here to extend the lead by 3 frames going into the mid-match interval.
Yeah, it'd be a nice little buffer.
Yeah, it just shows a complete difference there. You know, Mick's almost got his cue ball on a string there. Just dropped it almost perfect where he wants it.
Yeah, probably maybe 2 inches higher than that, but he'll be right. Just got the one red on the cushion, but run that down and in her overshot and you won't be too disappointed.
30
So
seconds.
the red's that close to the middle pocket, the double's a good option from there too. Could roll this in the middle and take the double now. A bit too much angle.
Maybe looking to clear these 2 balls out of here first, keeping all his work in one area, not having to do too much with the cue ball. I almost think that ball you're talking about in Dublin, I think he'll leave that to last and go bottom left with it.
Yeah, it's in a good
and
spot.
you see it leaves him perfect position for the black.
Yeah.
Bottom right.
He's just got might have just got a touch out of shape here.
Yeah, again I think
He's got enough angle to...
he's alright. He's taking the one bottom right to come back for the one that he's closest to now.
Probably takes the rail ball now, would you think? Yep.
Because the black goes bottom left, so I think there's some options there. Has he? Again, not quite come far enough. He's sending the cue ball up the table here, but he can do that. Take it off the top rail, bring it back down.
Yeah, the black's pretty open as you can see, so I don't think he'd be too bothered. It just he had that option, so he didn't have to overplay the shot down the cush.
So off the rail, 2 cushions, and that's pretty much perfect. So mistake again from Tom Cousins at the start of the 9th frame, handing the table over. Down goes the black, and Mick Hill now leads by 6 frames to 3 in a race to 10. And we'll now be having a 10-minute interview, ladies and gentlemen, so rejoin us again for more action, live and exclusive from the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool.
Anything, something?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Around you back to referee Pete Rowendale.
Round 10. Tom Cousins to break. Trailing 6-3 to 3.
So we're back with the action, live and exclusive from the Imperial Hotel here in Blackpool. It's the men's semi-final. Tom Cousins breaking off, frame 10, trails 6-3, and has not really looked at the races so far. Joined still once again in the commentary box, Peter Butterworth from Australia.
Thank you, Sean. Pleasure to be here, mate, again. It's been great pull. Mick's just starting to get away with it a little bit. Tom's not looked comfortable out there yet. The brakes not working for him at all. So if Mick can negotiate these, he's got a pretty formidable lead. And yeah, shout out, we've got quite a few viewers in Australia watching this match, mate, so, which is great. So he's had a crack there, Mick, but he's missed his opening ball. So a good opportunity for Tom, who wouldn't have thought he was going to get back to the table this quickly, I'm sure. So all these frames becoming more and more important for Tom. He would have tried to get his head right during the break and work out why it wasn't all going well for him. He's still riding the white ball a little bit. Just doesn't quite have it on a string yet. But still a good opportunity on the yellows here. Should be fine. Only the one on the rail to negotiate on the right side.
Yeah, it's one of them balls you could probably look to be playing on that last, and he hasn't got to do anything with the cue ball. Just drop the yellow into the bottom right corner and the black into the left hand middle. Then.
Yep.
We've said that a couple of times in this match so far with Tom Cousins' finishes, and they've gone astray. And he's handed frames to Mick Hill. So just had a little chat with Mick there at the interval, and he said there's an awful lot of pressure out there. Well, I think he had a kick there.
Yeah, that was a bad contact for sure. It's okay. It just makes the pot a tiny bit harder, but the white's still going to come out middle table, and he won't have any dramas with positions. He can still play at dead weight, I think.
Yeah, just surprised he's not had the cue ball cleaned. Actually, having had that bad contact.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not always a bit of chalk that does it. I've been asked to clean the cue ball after I've seen that happen. It's just a bad reaction between the balls, not particularly a piece of chalk on it or anything like that. But
and he's hung that. Position was fantastic. Had it dropped, a pretty easy finish. But so an opportunity for Mick, and only the one tough ball to get on, which he can get on it easy enough. There's a lot of room there, but he'll need to clear the other red first. The one on the left-hand side of the bottom rail. So we want to do that as soon as possible.
So might even look to do it now.
30 seconds.
Yeah, well that red above the black is a beautiful ball to just drop down behind the other red. It's a decent nudge there, and he's got one.
It's just a little bit closer to the red, I think, than he'd like to have been here.
Yeah, he's just overplayed it a little bit. Table's probably just been brushed and patted down again, so it's given a tiny bit more speed than it had in their last frame.
Yeah, the cloth for these championships supplied by our sponsor Strachan, one of the major sponsors of the event, and again of pool in this country.
There's a pretty good chance now. Just done out for the red in the left middle. There it is there. And it seems very quick, like I'm not sure if it's the 32 ounce or 30 ounce or what cloth it is, but it's very, very fast.
Yeah, and you sometimes find the players will tell you it plays that little bit faster under the lights as well.
Yeah.
You've got quite a big lighting rig above the table.
Yeah, and with the amount of people you get in the room, it does warm up as well.
Yeah, by all accounts it's incredibly warm out there, say under those lights, the pressure. It's all starting to tell, I think, on Tom Cousins.
Under the pump certainly heats it up a bit, but this is the shot I was saying earlier. This is pretty natural to get down on the other red. That's the one good shot here for Mick.
Just showing you exactly where he wants to leave this cue ball. The angle on that red. You see there the crowd looking on. It's only two of the French players there.
Yeah.
The right hand side.
Yeah, and this one will hurt Cousins. He had a good opportunity. In his defence, he was a bit unlucky.
Well, he's played to nudge it out. He hasn't played to drop on it. That's a great shot from Mick there.
He's hit it perfectly. Yeah, he's definitely a bit unfortunate getting the kick there, but you know it was still a very makeable shot. And we're not talking about your average players here. We're talking about world champions, dual world champions. So if you want to beat these guys, you've got to make those shots. So it looks like he can't hold. So he's just played for the little cannon, and that's a very good shot.
Super shot from Mick, and you know when it's the right shot, he's straight down.
And it's landed exactly where he wants it.
Yeah, and the machine rolls on here in Blackpool.
Yeah. Great finish there from Mick.
Yeah. 7-3 there. And a little bit of reaction there from Mick as well, after he'd knocked the black in with his cue. Almost sending out a message to Tom Cousins. You're in trouble now, Tom. It's 7-3.
Yeah, hard to peg back from here.
Crash into it and knock it sort of safe or unpottable.
Frame 11, Mick break, leading 7 frames to 3.
So frame 11, Mick comes to the table, a 4-frame lead in this best of 19 world semi-final.
Lovely cue ball control.
Yeah, Oh, no, I was just going to say, that's a lovely little nudge to knock the red over the corner pocket then, but it's unfortunate it's gone in. So he's potted 3 reds. And it's very unfortunate. He's giving a bit of a thumbs up there to the red and the black that are tied up together.
Yeah, that's pretty tough to negotiate those two. You'd like a ball on the other side of the table to be able to use to nudge them, but
Yellow ball's nominated.
well,
30 seconds.
he's taking yellows.
Yellow ball's in play.
I think that's all right because he can either look to drop a yellow over the pocket and cover it, or, which you just aim in there, or he could look to cannon off the yellow, one of the yellows into the black.
Yeah.
And providing it's not a plant, it looks tight. It could be a plant, but he could then get the red out of the way of the black.
To be honest, if it was a plant, I don't think he would have taken yellows.
No.
This could be the shot now. It's a good time to do it. You're pretty much guaranteed to land on a ball.
He's almost looking to try and squeeze here between the cushion. And just, yeah, he's done it. And he's just nudged, rather than nudged in the red, he's actually squeezed off the cushion and nudged the black out.
He's looking pretty good at the moment, Mick. Everything he's doing is absolutely perfect. So. Slightly awkward shot, just drop this in dead weight. Oh, no, didn't play the ball. I thought he was going to.
And this is now looking very ominous for Tom Cousins.
So he'll probably leave that one on the rail till last. Take the yellow in the centre and stung down the bottom rail.
Just having to jack up a little bit here, got a little bit closer to the cushion than he probably would like to have done. But that was superb cueing from Mick Hill. He's the 2-time world champion. Is he looking to add that 3rd world title to his CV?
Well, it's getting away from Tom very quickly here. Yeah.
He overcut it a little bit, but it still went down.
He overcut it just to make sure he didn't get the cannon on the red.
You see there, Tom Cousins looks on, very pensive. Big crowd in the arena now. Is this the end of Tom Cousins' reign as the World 8-Ball Pool Champion?
Trailing 8 frames of 3.
Well, Tom's just got to give it everything now and hope a few things go right for him and a few things go wrong for Mick. Because the way Mick's going, he's not going to give Tom enough opportunities to get back into the match.
No, he's made a ball, but it's not the best line table he'll ever come to. Black's a little hampered by the yellow. There's a yellow and a red on the side rail. 2 reds, but top right. It's pool god's certainly not smiling on Tom Cousins at this point in time.
Not at all. only good thing for Tom in this situation is there's no point leaving anything out there. The tightness should all be gone and nothing else he can do except have a go. Just hope he gets a few more opportunities than he's been getting. But Mick's shown in the past how good a front runner he is.
30 seconds.
Once he gets away, the game just looks easier and easier.
Certainly taking his time here on this shot. I think we had 30 seconds from the timekeeper. He's potted it. I think he's...
There's a whistle. So he come out in the ball return, just for confirmation.
Yeah, I think he's just got a nice... He's got the angle here to get into that red and yellow on the side rail. Good chance of taking the out here.
This is what happens when you're struggling.
Yeah, he's just been a bit unlucky. He's played a really nice shot and it's just, cue ball's just stuck on the rail. He's got the one as closest to us now as we look, but awkward cueing because he's on the rail, so he's opting to still take that one.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, nice little recovery there from Tom Cousins.
Should finish these and probably a bit of a wry smile. You're doing yourself, why is it taking this long to start working? Well, there's a funny little angle here, he should be okay though. Would have wanted to be a bit lower, I would have thought.
Yeah. He's looking like he's screwing back off the side rail, yeah. So this black left middle. Got it back to 8-4. Still all to do in this race to 10 world semi-final. So frame 13, a little bit of hope after that last frame from Tom Cousins, but I think Mick Hill now will be looking to extinguish that hope. Just looked like he took a little bit off that.
I'll tell you what though,
Big shot.
breaking from the side of the table and controlling the cue ball dead straight back down the centre, that's, if you can do that every time, you've got a great head start on most people. That's very good control. And he's got first look.
Just a little bit tricky here with the black, the two yellows and the red. They're all a little clustered together, particularly with the red being over the bottom right. Whether that yellow would go off the side rail and just sneak past the red, I don't know. But,
well, the top yellow will go in the opposite middle. And he's got a great ball to move him over the centre pocket, so...
Might play this yellow to get that position this time. As you say, that yellow into the right middle.
Yeah, well, even if you can drop past and play it in the left middle and just nudge the red out of the way. Just open him a little bit and he should be able to negotiate because he's got two other balls to work with.
Certainly the way Mick Hill has been queuing this afternoon, you'd fancy him to take out this finish.
30 seconds.
These are the sort of... Oh.
I think he has. He's tried to take that yellow past the red.
Must
I'm not sure it was there.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't have played it if it wasn't there, but it can't have been a lot of room. Yeah.
It's almost like the ball needs to be a lot further over on the right hand side of the table for it to go off. He was coming maybe at too much of an angle across.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was very strange. I didn't think he needed to do that, and he'll know himself. That was just about the final nail in the coffin if he got on the hill 9-4.
You see there, Mick looking a bit exasperated,
Yeah.
giving himself a bit of a talking to.
Yeah, bit of a
What was he
brain.
actually doing there? What was I thinking?
Why did you do that, you goose? Totally unnecessary.
Yeah. Probably about the first mistake we've seen from Mick Hill.
Yeah, it is.
And actually, you know, it's given Tom Cousins a great chance here. 8-5, you know, and it's him to break in the next frame. But,
Yeah, well, just pretty much a free go here. He shouldn't have been getting to the table. So and that's the thing. It is 8-4, but a couple of frames like this, and it's the confidence thing that makes the difference.
yeah, I think we saw this on Sunday evening, World Masters semi-finals, that saw players both 7-2 up and seemingly flying. Lee Kendall and Craig Waddingham, and Dave Fernandez and Carl O'Donoghue,
Yeah.
and pretty much in the blink of an eye, particularly the Waddingham-Kendall game. I've gone down to the ladies' Masters finals being played in the streaming room at the time, and I've not been gone more than 20 minutes, and I've come back and it's 7-0.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, where the heck's that come from? And the same in the O'Donoghue-Fernandez game. Carl O'Donoghue came back at Dave Fernandez and was a little bit unlucky in the end to lose. So it just shows how quickly this game can change.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're flying, everything seems easy, and when it starts to go wrong, it can get to you. The game can seem very, very difficult.
Now we know Tom's been struggling with his control in the cue ball. This frame's going to come down to probably one big shot where he needs to get position on that red to the bottom right hand corner pocket.
And you think he'd have to play the cushion ball next, because there's no way he's going to want to play the ball on the rail to get position on the last red.
He's just showing you there where he probably wants to leave this cue ball for the red left middle.
So
He's just asking for the cue ball, the red ball to be cleaned here. I think
Yeah.
he's just seen something on it. So referee Peter Arundale called into action.
Time running.
So yeah, we've spoken a couple of times about that one shot per frame. It's the important one, and this positional shot is the one.
30 seconds.
Get this right and it's straightforward. Get it wrong and everything's difficult.
That's a great shot. That is under a massive amount of pressure there.
Just drop this in, you think?
You'd expect him to, yeah. I just wonder whether he might just try and run through on it, come off the side rail and just leave himself a little bit closer to his work here.
Depending on what angle he has.
No, he's just decided to just drop it in.
Yeah, it's
It looked
pretty
fairly straight.
It did. Red definitely goes.
Yeah. A bit of foreign matter there. Tom cleaning from the table.
Still shaking his head a little bit. He's not as straight as he would have liked to be on this. Which means he might have to do a bit more with the white.
Oh, where's the cue ball? Finish. Oh, that is desperately unlucky. Like you say, he didn't get the position. Opted to come back across the table.
Yeah, it's unlucky there, but he's it was that positional shot we were talking about. He's left himself too straight.
He's had a lash at that. And he's potted it. The pack's down. We've all missed that completely.
Yeah, that was too quick for the cameras there.
Yeah, too quick for everybody there. He's had a Hail Mary.
I think Mick's eyes would have gone skyward. Yeah. Right, that's one more to Tom, so he comes back a little bit and he has the break.
Certainly stole a frame there.
That's 2 in a row for him, it's something.
I'm a little bit of trouble here with the rack. Referee Pete Arundale. So important, I say, on this. As Mick said, it's all about the break in this 8-foot table. If you make a ball on the break, it's then how they've split. You know, have you got a finish? Which on the 8-foot table, a lot of the time you do have. There's all that extra space. And if you don't make a break, what have you left? So, frame 14. Going to be Tom Cousins to break, and only about 10 minutes ago it was looking very very healthy for Mick Hill at 8-3. Looked to be almost home and dry. Just how quickly this game can change.
Yeah, and even in the last frame he looked alright. He's gone dry. He didn't seem to hit them real hard.
He didn't really smash into them, no, and a little bit unlucky. I think he just jawed a red on the middle pocket, right middle. Other than that, nothing really threatened the pocket.
Playing with fire a little bit though, going the 3/4 break.
I think you should. It's very difficult to say, sat in the commentary. I think you've just got to do what you would normally do. You know, you're 8-5 down. You can't do anything about Mick Hill breaking and finishing if that's what he's going to do. So just do the best you can on yours and give it everything. And I think you said that a couple of frames ago.
Yeah. That's a good shot.
Yeah, I think Mick was a little bit concerned. He was up on the table, his hand was in the air a little bit. It was almost like willing the ball to stop.
He would have been terribly unlucky to not be on something. Worst case, he's still got the one in the middle, in the left middle. But this is where he's good, just moving the white ball around a little bit.
30 seconds.
And little cannons and plenty of work to do, but he's in good shape.
Bit of mountaineering here from Mick.
Yeah, it's a tough reach on an 8-footer.
Yeah.
Still got the yellow on the right to negotiate.
Just wonder if he take, yeah, you see, look, he's pointing there. If he takes, whether he's got the angle, the one into the left middle.
The middle of the 3.
Yeah. And then gets an angle to get in behind. He's done it, yeah, he's done it.
He's done it absolutely perfectly. Couldn't pick it up and put it where you wanted in a better position.
Superb shot from Mick Hill in this 14th frame.
That other yellow's a tiny bit tricky if it doesn't go in the right middle. Nice little cannon there.
Yeah, just had to be a little bit careful. Didn't push the red too far, block the black to the bottom right. I mean, he's still got lots of options because it goes pretty much everywhere else, apart from top right. So, didn't see any danger really with the black ball.
Yellow up the top corner. He's got the white ball on a string at the moment, Mick.
Certainly a superb display from Mick Hill cue ball control this afternoon.
Yep, that's two balls remaining, and Mick Hill will be on the hill.
Just again, just showing you where he wants to leave that cue ball here. Just take off the bottom rail, run into the. Ooh!
He's just okay. I'll tell you what, it would have been almost impossible to be able to get in behind them, and he nearly did.
He's almost done it. Down goes the 8, and it's now 9-5 to Mick Hill.
Great, very good.
Mick Hill just on the prowl there. Quick look at the rack. 15th frame, he's going to be breaking off. He's on the hill. Just needs one frame to book his place in this year's World Championship final.
Yeah, that was his. Well, look at this. It's just hung on. That was his 5th clearance for the match, I think.
Yeah.
3 break. He's had 3 breaking dishes and 2 off Tom's breaks. So.
Didn't have quite the cue ball control of the previous break shot. Almost parked it in the top right hand corner pocket. So certainly not got an easy start here.
Might have to chop this yellow down the bottom right.
See there, packed house, spectators looking on.
That's my roommate there, mate. Dane Van Kempen.
Yeah, Australians taking a keen interest.
And Mark Bradley next to him from the Australian team as well. Look at this, he's just slid past.
He's unlucky there, desperate unlucky. Just tried to play the containing shot, develop the yellow. Unfortunately, he's just sneaked past the 2 yellows there.
He's still in pretty good shape. Tom's probably just going to try and push something down over this pocket.
Yeah, I've not really seen too much of a tactical battle since I think that 2nd frame went on quite a little while, but since then it's been
Yeah, pretty open pool.
open pool, and 2 mistakes from Tom Cousins that's let Mick Hill get away in this game. So
You'd think Mick will just clear these yellows. Maybe try and double the left one back up to the top left pocket.
yes, Tom's still got a red on the tied up on the right hand side rail. Probably doubles into the left hand middle, and then Tom Cousins is a player who likes to play the doubles. Seen do it on quite a few occasions, but no, Mick's up to play a super safety shot there from Mick Hill.
Fantastic shot. Tell you what, this is very difficult to get out of. If you can't just get out one cushion, well, he looks Well, where he's got the cue there, he reckons he can get to that point off one cushion, so. Obviously all depends on how tight he is to the yellow. Super shot though. How much will it slide?
Well, it was a great shot, but he's gone in off. So 2 visits, Mick Hill.
2 visits. Still got plenty of work to do here because he's pushed that yellow so close over the red. Still got coverage though, but the yellow and red on the right side rail. Tom will be feeling a bit hard done by. And fair enough too. Shot like that, you need a little bit to run for you. Same with earlier on, he's had a kick that's made it harder for him, so ball's definitely haven't run for him.
Yeah, nice little nudge on that red for Mick Hill there. Leaves him with the this yellow. Now that was slightly awkward, goes bottom right. And if he can develop the yellow that's stuck on the right hand rail, which, don't think you can see them now. No, you can probably see it, but you certainly can't pot it. He wanted to use the top one, the right hand one of those two, to disturb that yellow on the side rail, and it opens the frame up. Just wondering now whether he looks to waste a visit to move out that yellow covering the red.
Yeah, screw off the cushion, off the side cushion.
I don't know whether he's looking to come off the bottom cushion actually, is he?
Yeah, whichever one there's more room, I suppose. So.
Yeah.
I had heaps of room.
Where's that gone though?
That's gone perfect.
Yeah.
Really well controlled. A lot of people will play that shot and just hope it comes out and do a good spot. He knows where it's going to go.
Yeah, you see so many times players, say, spend an awful lot of time getting a ball in there like that, and then when they come to get it out, like you say, the object is just get it out, not to think about where it's actually going to go. But Mick put a lot of thought into that shot.
He might have come too low there, so he's going to have another. What was his cut? Must do.
Oh, the way he's played the shot, yeah.
He must have room to cut it in. There was no way he would have played that.
No, it does. Well, it certainly looks a lot closer than that on the angle we had.
Absolutely. Probably just ideally catch the red quarter ball, straighten it up to come out for the black in the middle here. Like that.
Oh, it looked like it was going to hang.
I think he's hit it a bit fatter to make sure he got contact on the red.
Yeah. This black ball, centre pocket.
For the match.
It's there, and Mick Hill wins by 10 frames to 5 and books his place in this year's World Final.